peasants of the asphalt, by royal decree of me, the queen of the turn signal, I declare your driving habits absolutely wretched, deplorable, scandalous, contemptible, shameful. I have a good thesaurus. Therefore, I feel it necessary to issue my royal decrees of the road. Number 1, the decree of the green light. Thou shalt not dilly-dally or lollygag once the green light appeareth. Thy phone shall not be in thy hand. Number 2, the decree of the left lane. Thou shalt not putt-putt along, creating a tragic procession of wagons behind thee. 'Tis strictly reserved for swift passage. Number 3, the decree of the blink. Thou shalt activate thy blinker prior to turning thy round helm of destiny. This indication is a declaration of thine intent. Number 4, the decree of the tailgate. Thou shalt keep thy bumper at a noble distance from my chariot. Thou shalt not ride so closely that thou canst see the whites of mine eyes. And finally, number 5, the decree of the merge. Thou shalt accelerate to match the speed of highway prior to joining the cavalcade of wagons. And such is my decree. Violate it, and thou shalt be stripped of thy chariot, tossed into the deepest castle dungeon, and forced to listen to the melodies of Sir Michael Bolton for all eternity. I shall expand for clarity. When one rests at the scarlet-colored lantern, one does not peruse one's glowing scroll of distraction, reading the Daily Town Crier in the palm of one's hand. When the green lantern appeareth, thou shalt move thy foot 3 inches to the right and press downward. In the split second before this, thou must make a speedy left, right, left to check for obliquely approaching chariots. Verily, consider the plight of one of my most loyal subjects, Lady Alice. She's a gentle, lovely old gal of the realm. Yet just last Tuesday, she was forced to sound her horn of aggression. Yes, actually, honk. Oh, she startled herself so severely she nearly leapt out of her orthopedic shoes. Now, Alice is not a forceful woman. However, the chariot ahead of her refused to budge when the green lantern irradiated. There was no movement for many a second as the scoundrel driver was paralyzed with distraction. As your queen, I feel it is my royal duty to protect our seniors' sense of well-being. Therefore, if ye are at the front of the queue, move thy collective cabooses. Next, I feel it imperative to remind thee that the sinister vector is not the scenic route one takes on Sunday. Some of my subjects require greater speed. Thou shalt not impede them by doing a snail's impression. Now, this violation will also include the penalty of no butterscotch candies for thy family. Ever. Verily, this bringeth me to the harrowing tale of Sir Jimbo. As many of you know, Sir Jimbo is the bridge-playing companion to his royal oldness, my own husband. A fortnight ago, Jimbo was chauffeuring his royal agedness to a card tournament. My husband, bless his wrinkled old soul, expressed great fear that they were going to expire right then and there. Why, ye ask? Well, Sir Jimbo maneuvered his pathetic chariot into the sinister vector, doing 70 leagues an hour on the 110 Royal Highway. 'Tis a miracle they survived, as Jimbo barged like an incoming cannonball into the speeding fleet of wagons. I personally shall have my traffic enforcers speaketh to him. Perhaps they will revoke his license to putt-putt. Forsooth, I have arrived at my bitterest gall, the flicker of intent. For many a winter I have traversed this realm, energizing my lanterns of direction every time I alter my course, albeit with nary a subject in sight. Yet ye barnacles believe I have the gift of sorcery. As thy queen, I am endowed with many a power, but to divine whither thy carriage is drifting, not that. Nary soothsayer in the kingdom can effectuate that. Just many a month ago, I found myself in the chariot of Lady Lily. My own faithful chariot was unavailable, and the royal ancient one was occupied with his naps. Now my dearest Lily all of a sudden changed direction without warning, and then apologized to me that she did not use her winking beacon of course change because she was, and she said this most seriously, out of blinker fluid. Blinker fluid, I asked most perplexedly. Yes, she spake with such solemnity. I have been unable to find it at the nearby Great Red Triangle Emporium of rubber and domestic goods, so I just let it be. I immediately bandied breath with the lady's offspring regarding this madness, and they assured me that the fluid of falsehoods would be resolved. Thus I implore thee, nay, demand, employ thy turn signal. Alas, issuing such majestic decrees has thoroughly exhausted my royal faculties. Yet I remain optimistic that you blunderers will mend your wretched ways on the Queen's highways, lest my guards throw you in the dungeon to rot. If thou hast enjoyed this royal audience, smash the subscribe parchment immediately. I shall put up another grand moving picture on the screen for your viewing pleasure. And if you peasants feel you would like to comment, please do so. And now, good night, parting is such sweet sorrow. See you next time.